Hello.
How are you?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Um,
Hey, Angie.
Angie's here too. Hi, Angie.
Hi.
How are you?
Better. It was a crazy morning.
Yeah, there have been a few of those lately.
Yeah, but all settled and work done for free. So that's good in my book.
Hey,
Nice.
that's great as long as it's not your work.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because it's actually pumping a septic tank, so I do not want to view.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Courtney, I saw the picture of your floors.
Oh, thank God they're done.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, they came out really nice. I'm really happy with them. Now I just feel like we're going to be cleaning for like 3 weeks, but
Yeah.
you know,
It's
at
that
least it's done.
fine dust.
They're
Yeah.
so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Yeah, they came out really nice. I was happy with them. Thank you.
So we had a record number of RSVPs to this.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yay. And I owe you a bunch of stuff. I've been working for you all morning
All right.
for free. Oh my gosh. I should probably put up our happy hour thing so people know they're in the right place. There we go. There we go. I'll pull up my agenda. Oh, no. No, wait. That's not right. Oh, there we go. I got to tell you, this week's been boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I've kind of felt like that too.
And I'm working all day tomorrow, so I'm like, all right, Sunday, nothing on the agenda. And then my husband, has a daughter from a previous marriage, and so they were going to be going out on Sunday. So I was like, oh, good, like, great, that'll be some time. She called him last night, and her roommate got a call from a restaurant she was in that there was COVID there when she was there. I don't know if the restaurants there are doing this, but the restaurants here, you have to make a reservation. They take your number, so they know if anybody has, reported a case of COVID.
Really?
Yeah, and so then they call you. So his daughter called last night and said, I don't know, I'm getting tested. She's going to hurry up and get tested today because she doesn't know if she's going to be able to do Father's Day. And I was like,
wow.
And I was like, oh, honey, I'll celebrate Father's Day with you. You're my daddy. And he goes, okay, baby, thanks. And then I thought, damn it, that's my Sunday.
That's funny.
I hope she's okay though.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope it's just, yeah.
That's really interesting. So they're letting everyone in the restaurant know, huh?
Well, and we went out to dinner not last weekend, but a week ago Friday. And we had to give our phone number. And I mean, granted, all the tables are spaced apart, but we asked because it was like, oh, we thought it was just for reservation, but they were like, no, if we have any cases reported, we need to know who was in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're doing their own kind of contact tracing and notifications. That's pretty clever.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow. Pretty good.
It's funny because we've been out to dinner a few times, and Adam and I keep joking that we're really loving this social distancing thing. I love that there's no one nearby me. It's being so loud that I'm like, I wish it could stay like this.
I know. Seriously. Oh man.
The space is nice.
Yes, definitely. There's always still that one person in the restaurant though that's so dang loud you can hear them even from 25 feet away, and you're like, seriously? There's like 9 people in this restaurant, and I still can't hear my husband talk 2 feet away from me because of you.
Wow.
That's funny.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi there. How are you?
Nice. You have a nice green, lush background.
I love that background.
This is like Bali, Indonesia.
Oh, nice.
The rice fields. My sister has a villa over in Bali, Indonesia, and so this is the rice fields right by where her villa is.
So
That's
have
awesome.
you been? Have you been?
Oh my gosh, I've been 3 times. So
You know, I've made it to Fiji, but I've never made it to Bali.
yeah,
I've always wanted to go.
yeah, I love it. It's very, very, very peaceful.
Hi, CW. I don't know who CW
So
7888
I like
is, but hello.
And who's Cindy's iPhone? Oh, there it is.
Is that yours? Hi.
Hey everyone.
Hi, Munzie.
Yeah.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Deborah.
Nice to meet you. Hey.
We it's just now noon, so we're gonna wait for people to get on. Welcome, welcome, welcome to just so you know, if you're in the right place, this is the Women's Real Estate Network, and this is our happy hour. This is our happiest hour of the month. All right, maybe not our happiest, but this is happy hour. Somebody said, you have a happy hour at noon? I'm like, you can always have a happy hour.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. You can have a happy hour.
I feel like this more relaxed lifestyle, since everyone's working at home, is sort of beneficial for that as well.
Right.
It makes happy hour acceptable at all hours of the day.
I know. I like that. I'm going to encourage everybody to get their chat up. Get your chat up. Get your chat on, babies. My daughter would be slapping herself right now. She'd be like, Mom, you're so embarrassing. Anyway, go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
I can. What's your name, CW?
I'm Carolyn. I'm Carolyn Wright. I wanted to come to one of your meetings in March, and then the COVID started, and I saw this online, and actually I'm getting your emails. So
Nice.
I saw this. I was like, and I'm not in real estate. I'm just interested in making money and making people happy, and so
You know what? Those are my top 2 interests as well.
So that's why I'm here, and it's nice to meet everybody.
Yeah, welcome, welcome. Thank you for hopping on.
Thanks
Yeah,
for having me.
thank you, Carol. Carol or Carolyn?
Carolyn.
Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn. And is there any other people who have never visited REN before online right now? Mancy and
Never been.
Kia. Well, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. You know, that's actually why we're having that's part of the reason that we're having happy hours, is so that people can, you know, come to a free event and kind of get to know what we're all about, you know, see if it's a fit, see if our crazy culture works for you. See if you like, you know, the thought of making money in real estate and making people happy, right, Carolyn? Because that's kind of what we're all about.
The crazy parts for sure.
Yeah, the crazy parts definitely for sure. So we have people signing on. I would love it if you guys brought up your chat, because this is a national call. We would love to know where you're from. So if you could just put like where you're from in the chat, I'd love to hear, you know, what our reaches are, and where everybody's from. And you know, I need some new binge watching. So if anybody has any good binge watching that they're participating in, can you put that in the chat? Because and I'll go back and scour the chat. You know, this COVID, it's so funny because I'm really not a television watcher. I haven't been a big you know, binge watching anything, but you know, being kind of stuck at home in the 4 walls, you know, it's a good option. You know, it's my fantasy life now. So we've got people. I just saw somebody from Southwest Houston, Sugarland, Texas. Oh my gosh, how fun to be from someplace called Sugarland. That's cool. There's somebody from Redondo Beach, and Kia, you're from Burbank. Yeah, whoop, whoop, Burbank.
Yes.
That's my hometown. Mancia, you're from Atlanta. Cool. Hi, East Coaster. Thank you for joining us. See, it's more towards a happy hour out there than, you know, than the noontime. We've got Alhambra, Pasadena. Hi, Joanne. Nice to see you guys. Nice. Angie from Phoenix. Yay. Courtney from Phoenix. Wonderful. Oh, San Diego. Hi, Liza from San Diego. Cindy, of course, Moore Park. Holding up Moore Park out there. Oh, okay. We've got some binge watching. Big Flower Fight on Netflix. Okay, I haven't heard of that. So
that's for me. It's a I don't know if you guys have watched the Big Bake Off, the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah, I
It's
have
the
actually.
same idea, but it's with flowers. So they get a bunch of florists and like designers and stuff, and they give them a flower challenge every week, and they have to fill it. And it's really creative. It's so beautiful.
Oh
and
my gosh.
very,
That sounds so
like
pretty.
it's very good heart. It's very good natured. You know, it's
Oh,
not
okay.
90s,
Well,
it's
that,
not,
okay.
like it's really
Cut
cute.
and paste that. Okay,
I
that's
could
fun.
use that.
On my-
Lighthearted.
Yes, very lighthearted, and the people are. It's because it's a British show. They're all very kind to each other, unlike American reality TV shows. So.
And then Manzia is currently watching, is it, you say Bosch?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. It's a detective show.
Oh, nice.
It's really good. Yeah, it's very high rated. It's
Okay, good. See, I've got 2 new shows. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for logging on. Thank you guys for joining us on this, our happiest hour. I'm gonna save these notes. Welcome to the Women's Real Estate Network. Hi, guys. I'm Deborah Razzo. I'm the founder of REHAB, and I want to thank you for your time, and make sure you have your chat up because we love hearing from you. You know what? You also might want to have a pen and paper ready. You know, sometimes you never know when somebody's going to say something that gives you that great idea, right? That great spark. And I want you to be able to capture that today. And then I also want you to say that all the ideas shared here are not for everybody, right? You need to know and do your own due diligence if you plan on pursuing any of the real estate strategies that we talk about on this call. You need to consult your attorney and your financial professionals before moving forward with anything that we discussed today. So we still have people coming on the line. So I want to know how many first timers are here, and if you are a first timer, could you just put first timer in the chat so that we can have all of our REHAB members welcome you and say, hey, oh, thank you. Look at the first timers. That's great. Welcome, welcome. You know, thank you for coming. Our mission here at REHAB is to create a community. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to have to, could I have you guys put yourself on mute unless you guys are talking, just so that we don't have a lot of external sound going on? Go ahead and mute yourselves. Thank you so much. Oh, look, you were able to make it. All right. So our mission here at REHAB is to create a community where women in real estate will excel and empower each other. We're here to share experiences and resources and tools and help each other grow. I mean, that's really why we're here. We believe that when you pursue real estate, you have to grow both personally and professionally. It kind of goes hand in hand with each other. And the other thing we super believe in is having fun while you're doing it. Because if you're not having fun while you're doing it, it's a grind, you know, and we like to have fun. You know, why not have fun, learn, make money, all those things, maybe not in that order. The order changes every once in a while. Sometimes we want to make fun and we want to make money, then learn, then have fun. Anyway, we're founded on 4 pillars. Our 4 pillars are first and foremost networking. So we've had in-person networking events, and then that was pre-COVID. We have 6 chapters around the United States. So far we have Seattle, Los Angeles, Orange County, San Diego, Phoenix, and Atlanta, and then we just opened up we're opening up in Washington, D.C. So usually our events are in person. We went online and started doing all kinds of online things once COVID hit, and we're figuring out the balance. We still really believe in in-person networking, right? You get to know somebody in person, but we're figuring out ways to actually get to know each other better online. So we have member events, we have a membership, we have local and national meetings, and we have in-person networking events and online networking events, and of course a Facebook group. We are also providing some education. We invite strong, kick-butt real estate businesswomen to speak at our events. And it's so inspiring. These women are doing real estate full time, and they share with us not only their business models, but they share with us, hey, we've got somebody who's got a baby in the background. If you don't mind muting, that would be super fabulous. So we've got women who are not only sharing their business expertise, but they're sharing how they're juggling it all, right? Because, you know, we're women, we're juggling a lot of things. We're juggling our aging parents, our pets, our spouses, our kids. We're juggling all kinds of stuff. And these women come in and educate us and tell us all about that. We get skill development, which is hands-on training, and expert articles. And we also talk about our fourth pillar is transformation. So once again, it's a community that we believe that you have to go through a transformation to actually get the things that you're after. I mean, why real estate, right? Real estate is an amazing vehicle. It can give you a lot of things, right? It can give you possessions. It can give you freedoms, time freedoms, energy freedoms, right? So we believe that there's a transformation that goes on, and we're here to support that. So that's our nest. If you've seen our logo, we have a little bird, and our nest is our development. Anyway, once again, for those of you that have just popped on, my name is Deborah Razzo. I'm the founder of REHAB, and I'm a real estate investor. I've flipped houses here in Los Angeles. I flipped houses to get a hold of some capital, and then I've reinvested those in buy and holds in single families in Memphis, Tennessee, and multifamilies in Tucson, Arizona. And now I just added developer to my hat. We just finished 2 builds in Los Angeles, 4plexes. And for anybody who knows LA, oh, thank you. For anybody who knows LA, I've got one over in Koreatown and one over in USC. And we're refinancing them and renting them out for cash flow. And the refinancing process started in February, and I got my loan docs today. Wow, what an adventure that has been. So we started these Friday happy hours during COVID for 2 reasons. One is to celebrate wins, right? We need our ladies to remember our wins. I don't know about you guys, but most women I find, we kind of just plug along and we have wins and wins and wins, but we actually don't acknowledge them for ourselves. So, I mean, the first thing is to acknowledge it for yourself. And the second thing is to get the acknowledgement from others. And so we're celebrating our wins here. And the other reason that we started our happy hours is to give women who don't know REHAB an idea about what our culture is and the opportunity to check us out for free. So that if you've never attended a REHAB event before, welcome. And we know some of you are first timers, and this isn't the format of a regular meeting. Usually our regular meetings, like I said, have full-time women real estate entrepreneurs sharing their business model. What we do during this meeting is something that I really love, is that we take a member and we highlight a case study. So something that one of our members has done in real estate, and they share it with us. So they share one of their projects with us. And so we have someone from our Arizona chapter sharing her project with us today. And that's how it is. And our happy hours are a little more casual. So I'm going to start off by sharing a little saying, And then we're going to have our member Angie from Arizona share her case study with us and her wins. And then we'll have a little bit of time for other people to chat and put in their wins. And also, if you have questions, if you have specific questions about real estate that you want to ask, we'll have a little time at the end for that. So I'm going to share my little, I don't know if it's a quote for the day, but I'm going to just share it on my screen real quick. And that is this. You are so much stronger than you think. I wanted to speak these words of encouragement today as a reminder. And it's a reminder that even though we're all being touched by the events that are happening around the globe, and we're all being affected, somehow you guys have chosen to show up here today. And I think that everyone on this call wants something amazing in their life and believes that real estate is the tool that can give it to you, and it is. And for you women on this call, you've chosen not to give up on your dreams despite all that's going on in the world today. So I wanted to speak these words of encouragement. You are so much stronger than you think. So there you go. Lucky for me, yeah, thank you. Pat yourselves. You guys are all so much stronger than you think. Lucky for me, I have the privilege of working with a very strong team of women, and that is our REHAB chapter leaders. And I know I have a few chapter leaders on the call, and I just want you to be able to give a shout out. Courtney, I can see you. Can you take yourself off mute and introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Courtney Jones, and I'm in the Phoenix area. I've been investing it'll be 30 years in November. And I've done creative investing all my life, and it's really all I know. So I'm happy you're here.
Thank you, Courtney. And I think I saw Andrea Arcega here. Andrea, are you here?
I'm here. Hi, everyone. How are you? Thank you for being with us. I'm happy to be sharing Happy Friday with everybody. Although it seems like every day is the same day. It's like Groundhog's Day, right? We don't even have weekends anymore. That's what it feels like here. We're kind of still locked down. But anyways, thank you for being here. I am the chapter leader of Orange County, California, over here down south. And I am the owner of Black Label Brokers. So thank you guys, and Black Label Group. Thank you guys for being here. I've been an investor. Courtney said, I think she just said 30 years. And I thought, when did I buy my first investment property? I bought my first investment property at 22, and I'm 46 almost. So I don't know, you guys got to do the math. I'm not that fast at math. But
it sounds like Courtney still has a little jump on you.
Yes, I think I'm.
It just means I'm older.
You're looking like the 21, Courtney, 21, right? Not a day over 21.
So, I think over 25 years, 26 years, something like that, since I bought my first Sally Mae fixer-upper. And but thank you guys for being here, and I'm sure we're gonna have a wonderful day together.
Cool. And I see Rochelle is on the line too, one of our chapter leaders. Rochelle, introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rochelle Boyer, and I'm from Seattle, Washington. I live in Central Washington, but it's super exciting to see everybody here. It's great. I'm a relatively new investor. I've been investing for about 5 years. Quit my corporate job as a single mom, 2 kids, decided to try the dream. And here I am 5 years later, I'm still around. So I've made it this far. Was primarily working on fix and flips, big, huge guts. I have since transitioned into more of the buy and hold passive income out of state. I feel comfortable with it, got great teams. Working on, that's been primarily it. And then the unicorn flips. And you guys, if you wanna know about it, ask me. So, 2 weeks or less, about 20 grand or less, and $50,000 or more in profit. So that's kind of where my focus is. So anyway.
We love unicorns. We love unicorns. I do believe in unicorns. I do.
I do.
What are unicorn flips? Tell us what unicorn flips are.
Yeah, they're the 2 weeks or less. So, for the rehab, $20,000 or less in budget and $50,000 or more in profit. So just quick fixer-uppers that, you know, you can sell quickly. So just in and out quickly, so.
And remember, that's relative to your area, because
Yeah.
for me, because she's the one who taught me to call them unicorns, and for me, a unicorn in Orange County, you know, in Southern California is under probably 30, 40, maybe even under $50,000 in repairs.
Yeah.
Under a couple of months on, you know, on the market, and, you know, and about $40,000 in money. So a unicorn is really whatever it is for you in your area, and whatever you feel a unicorn is for you.
Yeah. And for Courtney's in Arizona, so I think hers are yours or less, right, Courtney, on your budget for your rehabs? If you're just doing a
10, right?
Quick,
Yeah, actually, we're going to show one as a case study that's today that's
great.
Yes.
unicorn.
Yes. So I guess this just goes to prove that if you believe, it happens. So we believe in unicorns. And thank goodness they happen.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Okay, so it's time to kind of get down to things. What I'd like to do is, first of all, thank Courtney for bringing Angie to the table for us. Angie is one of our members in our Phoenix, Arizona chapter, and Angie's going to share with us one of her case studies. So Angie, do you need to share screen? I think you can go ahead and do that in case.
I'm going to start it actually, since I started the deal, and then we'll flip it over to Angie. So
Okay.
yes, I'll share my screen.
Okay, great, thank you.
So everybody, can everybody see my slideshow?
Yes.
Okay, let me try to there we go. All right, so this was a very unique case.
I'm sorry, Courtney, I'm just going to stop for 1 second. Please, everybody, put yourself on mute so that you don't take over the screen, please.
Okay, so this was a very unique case because it involved me and another REN member. So I am the Phoenix chapter leader, and this was a deal that was brought to me, and so we're going to share it in two parts. So I'm going to show you the beginning part of it, which is the deal that I wholesaled and made a $13,000 wholesale profit on it, and then Angie's going to take over and show you the part of her profit because she rehabbed it. So in this case here in particular, this is the wholesale part to get started with. So this deal was brought to me through a contact that I had made on Bigger Pockets. I go on to a lot of the different sites on a regular basis and answer questions and help investors and help newbies and things like that. And a newbie had approached me and brought this deal to me, and she wasn't sure how to do anything with it or what to do. And so I looked over the numbers really quick. The seller owned the property free and clear, and due to health reasons, he was planning to move in with family, so he wanted to sell it rather quickly. Now, one thing to keep in mind is here in Phoenix, we've been in a super hot market for about 2 years or more, and most things are flying off the shelf. Most deals that we're getting under contract and looking to sell to a rehabber, we're getting multiple offers on, and so I had told her to move on this rather quickly. The seller told us right up front he wanted
Hi, can I make a reservation?
I'm sorry? Oh, somebody just didn't mute themselves. They're making a reservation. If you're making a reservation, can you please mute yourself? Okay, so the seller told us right up front he wanted $130,000 for this deal. And when she called me about it, I looked it up real quick, and the comps in the area with a very full-blown rehab were showing 260 to 275. And you know, I mean, rehabs can be on any different level of scale. So you can get in and do some basic cosmetic stuff, pretty simple. And, you know, those comps might be in the 230 range, and you can get in and do everything top to bottom, and that comp might be in the 260 to 275. So in this case here, the comps were showing 260 to 275. He openly said right from the beginning, I want 130 for the deal. And they told me that he had already started kind of doing some work on it. If I recall, I don't remember all of the things, but there was several things he had already started on that were going to save us costs on it. So I told her on Friday to get it under contract, that the numbers looked really good. Over the weekend, we talked several times, and she was nervous, which many newbies are, and so she didn't know what to do. So on Monday, she called me and just said, I don't want the seller to be stuck and not be able to sell the property. So I'm just going to give you the deal. And I said, well, you don't have to do that. It's really a good deal. You can make some money on this. Just get it under contract. And I walked her through it again. And she called me back about an hour later and said, nope, I don't know what I'm doing. I just want to watch you do it. If you'll teach me everything, you can have the deal. So I called the seller, did a conference call with her, got the seller scheduled for the next day, went out and looked at the house. The house needed some interior work. And again, depending on if you wanted to take it to that 265 level or if you wanted to take it to that 240 level, depending on how much work you wanted to put into it, I estimated repairs at about $25,000. The exterior paint was about a third of the way completed, and they were doing a really good job. Usually when I look at other work that other people are doing, I kind of just poo-poo it because it's not usually very well done. But they were doing a really good job with the exterior paint, and it was about a third of the way done. So I gave this full price offer. There was no reason not to. The numbers look great, and it didn't really need that much work. I told him I could, of course, I think I originally offered 120, and then he was like, no, I have to have it at 130. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, if you'll finish the exterior paint, but put a second color on it, because you always have to have 3 colors on your exterior. And he was doing it all flat in 1 color. So I said, if you'll do the trim in white to make it pop a little bit more and clean it out really well, then I'll go ahead and go to the full price of 130. And he agreed. So I gave him an earnest money deposit of $1. I know, I'm so generous, and signed an agreement with him. So that was the entire deal. Like literally that was it. I was there for maybe 20 minutes walking the property, talking to him. His son was there because the owner of the property didn't speak great English. And so the son was kind of translating for me. I drove around the corner, and normally I have a group chat that I have of my top 10 rehabbers that I send deals to on a regular basis. But Angie is a REHAB member, and she was somebody that was looking for new rehabs. She had called me maybe 2-3 weeks before that and just asked if I had anything, and at the time I didn't. And she'd never really bought anything from me, so I hadn't really added her into my inner circle list, if you will, but she popped into my head for whatever reason, because probably she had just asked a few weeks before that. So I went around the corner, I texted her real quick and said, hey, I just got a deal under contract. I'm offering it to you at 143. My typical standard is they have to put down $3,500 non-refundable earnest. And I told her, I said, I'm on my way home, and when I get home, I'm going to send this out to everybody else, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up about it. And I gave her the address and told her what I knew about it, okay? And I told her I'd send her pictures when I got home. So when I got home, before I got home, actually, she had texted that she would accept it. This is on the other side of town, so this is like an hour and 15 minutes from me. So before I got home, she had texted and said they drove over, they looked at it, they wanted to take it. When I got home, I texted my other buyers, okay? And you're probably wondering why, if she just told me she wanted it, which I'll get into. And so by 4:30 that night, Angie took the non-refundable earnest deposit to the title company, and I had submitted the contract over to the title company, and they went over and signed the assignment agreement. And then within the next 72 hours, I had 3 other verbal offers on it, and 2 rehabbers took a contract and earnest money to the title company as backup contingent offers. So it was a good deal, and it was also we're also in a super hot market. So that's sort of how things tend to fly around here when you have good numbers on them. So that was how that worked out. So to give you a timeline on the whole thing, that was on August 23rd. I put it under contract. The assignment was signed with me assigning my rights to the contract to Angie and her company on August 23rd. And it finalized and closed and funded on September 20th. That one actually went a little longer than most, just so you know. We had some issues getting the seller, the son I told you about. Turned out he was on title, and so we had to get him to go in and sign papers, and we had to find him. He kind of disappeared for about a week, so we had about a week lag in there, and so things kind of slowed down just a little bit. But there was plenty of room in there. I made an assignment fee of $13 and then left plenty of room for the rehabber. Plus, I was able to negotiate getting the exterior paint done for her. So that was one less thing they had to put out, which was really nice. And I think that's the last, yeah. So now I'll turn it over to Angie and let her tell you about the rehab portion.
Yes, hi everybody. So I'm Angie and I'm in the Phoenix area. I've been a REN member for I'm going on my second year. Love REN. So I've been in flipping. I started off wholesaling, and then I went and moved into flipping overall in the last I have almost 6 years in real estate. I've done over 55 transactions. So I've done quite a little bit of everything, but really my heart is in wholesaling and fixing and flipping. It's been a crazy ride. I come from the nonprofit arena, so I've learned. I just kind of jumped into it. There's 2 mentors that we have here in Phoenix that have actually worked in their office as well. So I do a lot of transactions and things on the administrative side, but again, totally vested in the investing in real estate. So this property, when Courtney texted me, and when Courtney texts you, you pay attention. So when I got the text, I looked at it and I thought, okay, she would not be sending me this if this wasn't something that I need to pay attention to. So I immediately forwarded the text to my husband, Henrik. And I told him, Courtney sent me this. I think we need to go over there. And he said, I think so too. I think you're absolutely right. So I texted another one of our partners, John, and I said, this is a property that just got under contract. We're going to go check it out. Henrik left one of the properties that he was working on. So we went over to the west side of Phoenix. So the property is located in the Maryvale area, which is a mid-income, low-income area. And we have done quite a few flips in that area. A lot of Spanish-speaking folks, which I'm bilingual, so I feel comfortable flipping in that area, knowing that the owner also spoke Spanish should I ever needed to speak to him or any other family, I felt comfortable doing that. So when we got there, we thought, okay, well, the neighborhood was great. Everything looked good. We walked around it, peeked through the windows, and like Courtney says, there was some work that was already started, but I could see where they were. It's a big house. It wasn't the regular 3-2. It had, I think, additional 2 rooms. So it was almost like a 5-bedroom house with 2 baths, which is pretty big in that area in Phoenix, especially in Maryvale. So we thought, okay, let's just go ahead and do what we need to do. And I really wanted to do something with Courtney because I also wanted to make sure that she knew that we knew what we were doing and that we wanted to participate in this with her. So I immediately, we got our ducks in a row. We have kind of our hard money lenders and private funding already lined up. So we just kind of made a few calls, got over to title company and paid all that. Put our earnest money deposit. And yes, title took a little bit. I thought it was a little funny that it was a little longer than usual, but we got it done. So I don't know if you can see the pictures, the property was a pinkish color when we started. And yes, Courtney, thankfully, decided to let them know to go ahead and paint that. It was a kind of a interesting color. It was like a worn out salmon color. And as you can see, they had started on the floors, the kitchen, it was really dark in there. And that's what it and not only because the electricity wasn't on, I think at one point, but it was just a dark kind of enclosed place. And what I like to do with a lot of the flips that we do is just brighten it up, like open it up, make sure you get a lot of sunlight in so that it looks new and refreshing and fresh, basically. So we decided that because we have rehabbed in this area, that the rehab was not going to take very much. We know the folks that are probably going to end up buying a property in the Maryvale area. So our rehab was going to be maybe about $23,000. So we were going to clean up the floors. We were going to get it a nice, refresh, paint, like I said, paint the cabinets, just maybe redo the hardware, that sort of thing. So we purchased the property for $143,000, as Courtney stated. We got a hard money loan for $130,000, plus the interest was about $4,000. We had a gap funder that was at $33,500, and his interest was at 7. So we like to take care of our gap funders, and as Courtney knows too, there's some opportunities that we like to give some of the folks here in the Phoenix area if they want to do projects with us and gap with us. So that particular gap funder was taken care of. The rehab, like I said, was $23,000. And a lot of the work actually my husband does because he knows construction, so he runs a lot of the projects. We have a lot of subcontractors that come in, but for the most part, he does a lot of the work, which saves us on some money, but there's also that side of the business for him as he's a handyman, so he gets paid on that as well. Our holding costs were about $1,000, and the closing costs all together in the end were about $9,200. But okay, so to backtrack really quick, the property, like I said, is in an area that's a little like up and coming. The house next door, did not know, was a drug house. So it was we immediately figured out, okay, and that's what one of the decisions where we wanted to just kind of get in there and out really quick and just not do a full rehab, because we know when that happens, when people go visit and look at the house, they're going to notice that something fishy is going on next door. And they were literally, they had a window that was completely open, and people would just walk up the window and get their fun, their order, and they would walk away. So when we noticed that, we thought, my husband said, and I told him, I said, you make friends with those people. You make friends with both of those neighbors, and just make sure that, that they know that this house is being worked on, and that we're going to be as fast as possible, but please be respectful of the folks that happen to be on the property or go visit the property. So they were, and I have to tell you, they were really nice. They were always very, very, social, but not too social. And they were, just friendly. Although it was just, the whole thing was really interesting. And we've dealt with homes like that before, but never was it so, blatantly apparent that was happening in the front of the house, no less. So that was interesting. But as we were going through the project and making, friends with our neighbors, we finished the house, which is I'll come back to this slide, Courtney, for the roof. So we finished the home and we cleaned it up. We did new rock, like new gravel for the landscape. As you can see, the house is a lot better in that more of a tan color with a white trimming. The inside of the house, we finished all the tiling in the inside of the house. We painted everything white, like I said. We did new doors, and just kind of opened up again the whole home. The yard itself, I think there is the next slide. I think there has more pictures. We cleaned up the bathrooms. We recarpeted the bedrooms. And again, the third picture where you see the brownish tile, I think that was one of the rooms that they were working on. So that's what we ended up finishing. We took out those mirror doors because I don't think people like mirror doors anymore. That's not usually usual, but we wanted to keep the sliding closet. That was the extra room. So we went ahead and got new doors there. But as we were going through the selling process, it was very interesting. Again, it's an up and coming area. So the folks that are applying to purchase this home, we had 3 buyers. First buyer came in and they did all of the what they needed to do in regards to paperwork, but at the bitter end, they were not qualified. So it kind of threw us back onto the market. And then we had another buyer, and this was he had a VA loan. And for those that are new, a VA loan is a little different when they qualify to purchase a home. So there's a lot of intricacies and requirements. And then the actual buyer has to pay a certain amount of percentage into, for them to be able to purchase the home. So we were willing to work with him because, again, there's a drug house that's right next door. We just want to get this, we want to sell it. And then towards the middle of the transaction, he decides that, or the veteran, whatever loan service he was using, decided that this was not the right home for him. So then that went under. So then we finally get to the last buyer, and there it's a woman and her husband, and they're very, very nice. And we were like, you know, we'll work with you. Again, we don't have a ton of money. Sorry, can you put yourself on? Okay, perfect. Thank you. We were listening to water. Oh, it muted me. That's so weird. I have no idea why I did that. Well, I'll go back. The couple that wanted to purchase the home, we wanted to go ahead and work something out with them. Again, we did not have a ton of money into the property itself anyway, so we wanted to make sure that we could do something with them. As we were going through the inspection, the roof, which is the 2 slides before me, that was our surprise. We had to do a new roof. So it turns out the roof looked great. Did it not, Courtney? It looked perfect. It was like,
yeah, in fact, I thought it looked pretty new, actually.
Yeah, because they said it was they told us that it was a new roof. So when they did the inspection, and I have no idea how this even stayed on the house, it wasn't, the shingles were not nailed down. So you could lift like a whole
oh my
sheets of them, and we had no idea. And of course, I'm thinking, my God, we must look like complete morons to these people. How did they do that? And I'm in my head thinking, I think all 4 of us, our partners and myself and Henrik, we're thinking, you know, we just had like a couple of dust storms that blew through, you know, and Phoenix, you know, Arizona dust storms are awful. Like they tear down trees, roofs, everything. And I'm thinking, how in the world did this, thank goodness it stayed on. And then at the same time, I'm thinking, why didn't it fly off? And we would have known a lot earlier. We could have fixed this. So we ended up, we have really, really great roof guys, and he did the whole thing. He was completely floored too that it was not at all nailed down. So we spent another $5,300 on that roof. So we were looking to make about over 30 grand in profit, but we ended up at 23,780, which we were fine. We were like, you know what, that's totally, but again, this house was totally just done. It was done in 3 weeks. We did not take any time. Thank you. So super fast, pictures of everything. It's just we have to really kind of think about when you do this, how long is it going to stay on the market? The types of buyers that are in that neighborhood that are going to come in and want to purchase a house within that neighborhood. You know, what is that market? Almost thinking like, who is that audience, right? Because there might be special requirements and things that they are going to need to do that might take a little longer versus another area in the Phoenix Metroplex where things will fly off a little faster. However, I have to tell you that either way, I mean, it worked out perfectly because we wanted to make sure that the product that we were going to produce and give was going to be a good product, that it was a solid home. And that's the biggest thing, that you want to make sure that when you are doing this, that you are doing it correctly and that you're doing it right. I'm glad that the inspector saw that roof was, you know, that was happening with the roof. But it was a great house. And the little drug house next door got shut down. So that was great too. So they went away and everything worked out. So no more drug house. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And again, I liked working with Courtney. I like working really fast, just getting everything, you know, done as quickly as possible in regards to the transaction, and then just getting to work. So yeah, that's our story. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie, and congratulations on your flip. Yeah, I would love, if anybody has any questions, can you just put them in the chat? Oh yeah, Andrea.
I just wanted to ask 2 things. One, I'm a real estate broker, so the first thing I start thinking about is, ethics and stuff like that. So my first question to you is, did you disclose to any of the buyers that you knew that there was a known drug house next door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Secondly, did you call the city and report them yourselves so you could get rid of them while you were doing your rehab?
Yes, and there had been
Okay.
reports
I figured
already.
you did, but I figured you just kind of left that out.
Oh, no, no, we always do. Of course, if you see any kind of shifty activity anywhere, I mean, even as a door knocker, when I used to door knock for wholesaling, if we knew that there was something happening, we definitely call the authorities. Unfortunately, there's so many calls that, that happen in regards to a particular property for them to actually do anything or catch them, or even if they know, there's so many laws in place that kind of protects them, which is a shame. But at the same time, no, we told them, we told on them, but we made friends because we didn't want, we don't want them to also think that, it was us, because it looks really fishy when somebody new is coming in and working in that area, and then all of a sudden the police shows up next door. They're going to know who it is. So we kind of walked the line real, gingerly there.
Property, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to be the first ones to jump from one door to the next because they can easily grab the stuff and go to the door. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I was just
Exactly.
curious how you handled that.
No, absolutely, yes.
Thank you so much.
So there's a couple questions in the chat box. I'll bring them up here real quick, Angie, but Joanne wants to know if I gave any money to the newbie that found the deal. Of course. What kind of a person do you think I am? Yeah, in fact, I didn't even tell her. I walked her through the whole deal. I let her come over to my house and I showed her like everything that I was doing, and I walked her through how I did everything and why I did it and how I use all my systems and everything. And I didn't tell her I was going to send her any money because obviously I wanted it to be a surprise. And I sent her a surprise check, and she called me up bawling and said that I made her week and everything else. So yes, of course I gave money. All right.
She's a good girl. I knew she did.
Yes. So somebody said, what an awesome project. Nice work, Angie. If you recall, Courtney slides mentioned comps up to 275. What changed? Well, I can tell you, I'll let Angie answer it, but I would say a couple of things. That time of the year, we were going through, like everybody's been kind of going through this for the last little bit. It's like that we keep having these cautious moments where we are like, is the market changing right now? Like, are we in that moment where it's going to be a stop and reverse kind of thing? So I think there was probably a little bit of that going on, as well as the fact that she found out there was a drug house next door, which changes things drastically. There is actually, I just looked at comps this morning on it because when I saw the numbers that she had sold it for, I was like, dang, was I that off on the comps? And so I looked at it again and I was like, no, there's definitely comps for 260. It's just a 260 rehab would have been more of an intense rehab. And they just decided to do it a little bit quicker and with a little bit less work. And instead of putting in like a whole kitchen or, things like that, they wanted to get in and out really quick. So is there anything else that changed? And still, like, there's literally 3 doors down a house sold that's actually smaller for 243 like a month ago. So there's definitely comps that support that. They just wanted to get in and out quickly. So is there anything, was there anything else, Angie, that changed?
No, you're totally right. We wanted to go in and get out fast. Once we figured out that house next door, that there was an issue, we were like, yeah, we're not going to put in all of this effort into this home and then realize that I'm going to have a hard time selling it because these people next door are causing an issue. What if we couldn't get rid of them? Like, what will we do? And the market changed. It was weird. It was like, because I know it was like towards the fall. It was getting towards fall.
In August, yeah.
Yeah, and usually in Phoenix, for some, we pick up because the summers get really kind of slow. But for some reason, last year, people got really cautious all of a sudden. And we were also floored, but we kept thinking, you know what, it's still fine. We're still making money to us because we did not put that much into it. Had we put a ton into it and not made, the money that we wanted to, then that would have been a big problem. But for us, it was like in and out and be done with it.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of our rehabbers here will be very happy going in and out and doing a rehab for a $20,000 profit fast. So it's just a super competitive market. So that's kind of common.
We have one more question and then we're going to have to wrap it up. So we have a question from Elizabeth. Could you talk a little bit about how to get the hard money lender? How did you develop that relationship? What's a reasonable rate? And then kind of related question, is your gap funder a private lender? So just talk a little bit about money side.
Yes. So when I started fixing and flipping, because we had another mentor that kind of guided us through that process. So he had connections with the hard money lenders. I basically built my relationship with the hard money lenders here in town. So there's a few folks that I go to right away. Basically, I think when you work with a hard money lender, you got to show that you know what you're doing and that you know what you're going to do and your exit strategies. And you have to be professional and you have to have something that you present them with. You just don't ask for money. The hard money lender that we use are at 10%, 11%. I think that's the highest we've ever paid, 11, because we've built a really good relationship with them. There are some other hard money lenders that will be a little bit lower, but the requirements are really kind of cumbersome. So I want to be able to make sure to get my money and just do what I need to do and not have to kind of consistently come back and tell my hard money lender what I'm doing and how the things are going. I just want to get the project done. For our gap funders, developing relationships, or basically I marketed myself as flipping, and as we were doing projects, I kind of threw things out there on Facebook, social media, letting people know what we were doing, and that organically grew. So a lot of my close friends or people that I had worked for in the past came to me and offered to lend money for a certain interest whenever I needed it. So automatically I started to build a list of gap funders that I pay anywhere between 9% to 15% on a gap fund. And it can be anywhere from 10,000 to 100 grand. And what we like to do though is we pay back in 6 months. No matter what, we pay back in 6 months. That's just kind of our MO. And that's how I build my gap funding list. So hard money lenders versus gap funding, private, they're both private money. But the hard money lenders obviously are a little more commercialized. My private funders is my own list.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing, Angie and Courtney. Let's give them some love, guys.
Thank you.
Some love. All right, so that went really quick. Our happy hour is, coming to an end. I have a couple announcements, and then we're gonna take another couple questions. So we, for those of you that are newbies here on the call, we have an annual event that we were supposed to have in April. It's called Ignite Your Fire Within, and that was postponed until October. And so in appreciation for those that have already bought tickets and for our REN members, we're having an event tomorrow called Catch the Spark. Catch the Spark, get it leading up to igniting your fire. You're gonna catch the sparks. We think we're clever. Anyway, so in preparation for that, we have a woman coming to speak on how to master your money mindset. So this woman her name is Cappy Pidwell, and she's a professional speaker and she's a mindset trainer. She's a licensed hypnotherapist and NLP professional, and all she talks about is mastering your money mindset. We have that event tomorrow morning from 9:30 to 11:30, and it's free to our members, and it's $25 to anybody who's not a member. I'm going to go ahead and put that information in the chat. If anybody here is interested, click the link and you can find out more. The other thing that's going on for us is next Wednesday, we have our online chapter meeting. Since our chapters are not meeting in person individually right now, we're having one chapter meeting that's covering the whole month. And next Wednesday, we're focusing on financing. So we feel like there's been huge changes in our economy, and there might be some sales on real estate. And this is all about creative financing and creative financing techniques. This is about getting the tools in your toolbox so that you can take advantages of the sale. So that meeting is happening next Wednesday. It's at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to put that in the chat in case anybody is interested in that. That's a $10 meeting. And so if you're interested at all, check it out. Just for our members that are online, we have our next member meeting on June 30th. That's our Tuesday member nooners. So make sure that you do that. And just in case anybody's forgotten, Sunday's Father's Day. Whoop, whoop. Acknowledge your dad on Sundays. We will be having another happy hour in July. We're going to just do this once a month. And for those of you that might be interested in membership, we've got all kinds of information in membership. I'm going to put our membership link in the chat, and along with my email address. If you have any questions, please just feel free to reach out and contact me. And we have rescheduled our Ignite event for October 10th and 11th. Now, a lot of people have asked me, is that happening? I don't know. You know, I so wish I had a crystal ball. I really do. I've been wanting one of those for years, and I do believe in unicorns, but I can't seem to get my hands on a crystal ball. So we are going ahead, and we have that event scheduled right now. Obviously, we don't know what's happening with COVID. We're here in Los Angeles, and the event is scheduled for Los Angeles, and you know, I hear Disneyland's opening up next month, so I don't know what's going to be happening by October. But put that in your calendar, mark it in your calendar. It's an amazing weekend with just kick-butt women who like to have fun and make money. Yeah. All right. So we've got 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna put in. Ignite. Yes, I'll put in the link to our Ignite the Fire event. Thank you for the reminder, whoever said that. And there is our link for that. We've got 5 minutes. Let's celebrate some wins from people that are out there. Anybody have some wins this week? I'm going to start. I got my loan papers for my refinance that I've been working on for 3.5 months. Yahoo! Okay, who else? Winning. Who else?
We got, this is Rochelle. We actually have a mobile home park that is hoping to be pending by the end of the day today. So 2 of them actually. So we'll see. We don't know what we have, but we'll see. It's an adventure. So we got that going on.
It's always an adventure.
Yes.
Way to go in continuing the adventure.
Yeah, exactly. Business is booming, baby.
I have my one of my 3 rehabs ready and ready for the market, getting cleaned, staged, and put on the market now. It literally was done at 5 o'clock in the morning. We finished up the last of the repairs.
That was quick, Andrea. Wasn't that a quick one?
That was the COVID one. I mean, we had so much rain, and then we had COVID right in the middle of it because I bought it in like late January, and my contractor ghosted me. And I mean, what could go wrong did go wrong on this project. And so I can't tell you what a relief it is to put it on the market. It feels really, really good. And it looks beautiful. And no one knows all the hell that went through with that property. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure Andrea does amazing work, so I'm sure it's absolutely beautiful. You know what? Somebody listed, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Chai. I also got a cash out refund this week. Yay, congratulations. And she's submitting her ADU plans to the city of Los Angeles next week. Way to go, girl. All right. Anybody else have wins? I just closed a wholesale deal yesterday. Who's DRBOD? I don't know who that is. Take yourself off mute. All right, close a wholesale deal, and she'll close another one by the end of the month. Yay. All right, congratulations. Oh, Dina from Sugarland.
All those people who say there's no deals, they're too hard to find, there's no money, COVID this, stop it right now, because look at us. We are all doing it, and you can too.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? You don't have to have balls to do it. You can have ovaries and it works just fine. I think maybe I should leave on that note.
So many insiders, Deborah.
I know, right? Okay, guys. Thanks for your nooners. I'll talk to y'all later. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.